field, you actually hear a player say that and not sit there and do what a lot of fans do as far as say, well, there wasn't pass interference or whatever that whole controversy that was made up. I mean, what does that do for you as far, inside? What kind of pride does that bring you?
And, let's be honest. I mean, coming from Jonathan, man, of course that means something, man, because I've seen some of his reactions over the years, man. I mean, from the early start until now, man, and through time and through living life, you get perspective, man. And, when of course, you're shortly removed from something happening, let's say, a year after it happened, of course, you still feel like, man, if we just had that moment back, man, we could have beat them, or we should have had it. We should have had it. But as you live life and you realize, you mature, man, you become a man, and you realize what it really is about, man. It really comes down to, did you get the job done? And nobody in life, man, and this is bigger than football, nobody cares about the woulda, coulda, shoulda. Nobody does, man. Nobody really does. It doesn't matter how good the game is. Really at the end of the day, it's, did you get it done? Did you get it done? And I think that's where he was speaking from. Of course, I don't like speaking for people, man. I'm just saying the way I heard it was that, hats off. Like, it may have took some time. But I finally came around, like, no matter what it took, that, at the end of the day, we didn't get it done. And they got it done. And when you get it done, that's, as Tress would say, you get as your works deserve, man. And, if we come out here and do everything we're supposed to do, you're not guaranteed to win. You're just better. You're just putting yourself in a better situation to succeed. But, when you go out there and you're playing at the Ohio State, man, and you had the people that we had, man, it's just, it makes things, it makes those numbers jump a little higher, man, when you have the number one, like when I look to my left and see Matt Wilhelm and he's the first team All-American, I know I'm lining up by one of the best middle linebackers in the country. So like, if I do what I'm supposed to do, he does what he's supposed to do, and everybody takes on that mindset, and we're all groomed and understand the greatness and the tradition of this place, then who's going to stop us, man? Who is going to stop us if we all, like, put all of our egos and stuff aside, man, just really be like, man, we're about the squad right now. I'm going to be the best will linebacker I can be during this moment of the play. Like, man, who can stop you, man? So, I think you look at that, we're one of the blue bloods. I know Miami has a lot of respect for their programs. So, like, when you understand that there's certain programs out there, you hear their names, you understand that they're doing top-notch stuff because they understand that they got to see us or we got to see them. So you're going to go above and beyond. So I think as years went on, man, just to wrap it up, man, on this question, I just think that, you have to give credit where credit is deserved, man. And in this situation right here, man, our team, O2, we deserve a lot of credit.
Well, I want to personally say thank you. Thank you for bringing a national championship to Columbus. Like you said, there was since 1968. As a kid growing up, I mean, I'm a little bit older than you, but as a kid growing up, seeing a lot of things that happened in the 90s, teams that should have won national championships or been involved in the games, and like you said, you're not guaranteed anything. And to see the way that season unfolded, and you're on the edge of your couch every single game, and that national championship game is one of the best ever. And for you guys, just personally as a fan, I say thank you.
Oh, well, man, you're welcome, man. I'm just one guy speaking, man. I think any of the guys, man, who strapped it up, man, they would feel good hearing that, man, because we definitely thought about, the fans, man, all people who associate and who are Buckeyes, man. We knew that it was bigger than even the football program, man. We knew that it was going to unite a state, it was going to unite a university, man, and just bring that feel-good feeling, man, to the greatest state, man, the state of Ohio, man. So being an Ohio kid, man, a New Philadelphia homegrown guy, not that far from Columbus, Ohio, Northeast Ohio, man, and just, yes, you're welcome, man. You're so welcome.
Speaking of Northeast Ohio, just real quick, Dustin Fox is on an afternoon show out here on 92.3 in Cleveland. Do you have any stories or, something you want to, give us about him?
Oh, man, Fox and I go way back. Like, if I'm not mistaken, man, Fox's dad covered a lot of the sporting events that I was in high school, man. So, you always knew the Fox name. If you know any Ohio State history, his family are Buckeyes, and I played against his brother Derek, man, who was a Penn State guy, and that was the guy who, when I was growing up in high school, Derek was 2 years older than me, man. He went to Glen Oak. That's where Derek and Dustin went, and I always knew, like, when we played Glen Oak, like, man, I had the ball, I had to play, because Derek was the standard for me in the league, and I always knew, when I played against him, I had to play, and I wanted to be. I knew he was gonna get his props. I just knew, like, he was the standard, man. So when I think of Dustin, man, I always like, and I hope he doesn't look at this the wrong way, man. I always look at him like in a weird way as like my little brother, man. And he's a guy that we didn't grow up too far away. Those guys up there at McKinley and Glen Oak. One thing I will tell you about Dustin, Dustin could jump out of the gym. I mean, I believe, like, if I'm not mistaken, him coming out of high school, he had something like a 40-inch vertical. I know we were down playing basketball at one of the Outback Bowl games against South Carolina, and we played them back-to-back. I'm not sure which year. And we're, like, playing, like, like pickup ball, basketball, and, we're picking the teams. And I can remember, like, once we first started playing, like, he went baseline and, threw the ball up there. And I mean, it was crazy. He went up and dunked on a guy. And the guy, this is a local guy from Florida, from the Tampa area. And I can never forget the look in that guy's eye. Like, what just happened? I mean, because all of us knew. I mean, you work out with Coach, with the coaches that we worked out with, man, like, guys aren't shy with revealing secrets that are special. And the way Dustin could jump and just, the guy wasn't expecting that, I think he's 5 something. And I mean, when he jumps, I mean, he's up there by the top of the square. So that's one of the off the field stories. But, on the field, I can just always remember him being tough. And, refs used to pick on him, man. They used to throw a lot of pass interference on him. And, he used to be like, yo, man, just hang in there, man. Like, there were some times where, it was pass interference, but a lot of the times we were looking like, we think they have something out on him. But Dustin's good people, man. I have a lot of stories, but overall, man, he's just a good dude.
Well, we definitely want to say thank you for joining us. I don't know if, Chip, you got anything else?
Oh, I can't begin to thank you enough. I mean, the stories, the memories. I mean, like I said, it just brought back so many memories from the way that you told them, as a fan watching, but I mean, just your personal experiences. I mean, I can't thank you enough for spending this time with Shannon and me on this podcast.
Oh, man, I appreciate y'all having me on. I know we tried to get together before and it just didn't work out, man, but I appreciate you putting up with me and listening to me, man. I have a lot of pride. We hit on a lot of moments and there were so many more, man. We all know the 4th and 1 at Purdue, and there's so many little side stories, man, and hopefully we can get together again, but I appreciate your time.
Yeah, we'd love to.
Yeah, man, I appreciate the time, and I'm out here on the grind, man. I'll always love Buckeye football, man, but there's so much more to me, man, than just football, man. So whenever I get a chance to, focus and be like, all right, man, I get to take a little bit of time and just really throw myself back in it like old times, man. Like, it's therapeutic for me, man. So I'm always appreciative.
Well, why don't you give our listeners your Twitter handle so they can follow you on Twitter, because if they're not, they're losing out big time.
Oh, man, I'll be honest with you, man. I think it's at C Grant, only one C Grant, man. Like, I'm on it. But I think it's at only one C Grant, man. My niece got me on this a couple of years ago, man. I'm very introverted, but this has been able to give me like a little vent, a little out, man. Because the day in and day out, like it's not like I try to give you a genuine part of me, man. Even if it may sound crazy, it may just be there in the moment. But one thing that I'm just a down-to-earth, genuine dude, man. I haven't forgot my roots and where I came from, and I'm really about my family, and that's what I'm doing right now. And I know this sounds like a shout-out, but that's what I'm about, man. My wife, my kids, watching them grow, man. And one thing my old man and my mom always taught me was, your job in life is to do better than the generation before you, man. So I have an understanding of where my mom and dad came from and what their families are about and what I'm about, man. And just taking the time to help my kids get on path to be the people that they're supposed to be in this life, man. Help them find their purpose. And whether I agree with it or not, man, because, of course, if they play football, yeah, I'll be able to relate and help you. If you do some other things, I'll be able to relate. But you may pick a path in life that I don't know anything about, but that's the beauty of life. You can show me. And I'm just trying to raise the best kids I can. And I'm having fun, staying busy, doing what I do, but also staying busy following them, man. If I can get there, I'm there. We're all there. And it's really been a joy, man. And, I pride myself on, living life to the fullest, man. And my kids have really given me that. And, just to tie this all up, man, whenever I can go back and use the Ohio State as a reference, and my kids are getting older and see what goes into it. And, guys like JT Barrett, man, taking time this year. I know we didn't get a chance to talk about this year's team, but, guys like JT Barrett earlier this year, man, taking time with all my kids, man, and taking the picture. I look at that picture and I know how it is coming off that practice field and people run up on you, and I'm not a notable guy and I'm not a name dropper. I don't care if you know me or not. I'm just, I used to play here. You mind playing, taking pictures of my kids, man. If you know, cool. If you don't, that's how I roll, man. But I look at the picture with my kids' expression and I'm like, yo, that's what it's about. That's really what it's about. Like, yo, I'm around them all the time, and as a father, your kids. As a mother, your kids. When they're half-ass smiling, when they're genuine. And he really brought a genuine smile to each and every one of my kids, man. And I just want to wish him the very best this year. I understand that young man has had his own journey, and everybody has their opinions, but we will all miss JT after this season. And I wish him the best. I wish that defense, I just wish the whole team, man. It's always a good day, man, when the Buckeyes are on top, man. And it's also easier for us out here to go back to work on Mondays when they win too, man. So just wish them just wish them the best, man. And I appreciate the time, and, down the road, we're not promised tomorrow and stuff, but if there's a time, man, we can get back together, man. It's always a pleasure, man. We'll make it work.
Awesome.
Definitely. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to sit down and talk with you. You could tell you're a genuine, humble, and, outstanding person, and it's really been an honor and a blessing to be able to recap some of the stuff with you and just, be able to sit down and talk with you.
Yes, man. Hey, the feeling is mutual, man. Just thank you so much, man. I feel so much better, man. I know before I get on the phone, man, I was like, yo, man, calm down, man. Like, you're not coming out the tunnel, man. But I did, man. Weird ass. No, you know what I mean? In a weird way, man. Like, man, you still, that doesn't go nowhere, man. That is who you are. Now, that passion, that love, that desire, that drive, man. Like, you don't ever lose that, man. So just thank you so much, man, for your time and for your questions today, man. Y'all had great questions, and I'm just looking forward to the next time.